Soils and agriculture are at the source of every supply chain.
You can't have a robust supply chain if your supply is at risk.
For the last 40 years, the focus of agronomists has really been on the plant and not so much on the soil.
Now we are facing more and more extreme weather events and things like this.
If I talk to anyone in the world about soil or about a forest, you know what it is. We focus on those ecosystems because everything starts from there.
So if the farm is stronger to resist those changes and actually more resilient to recover, that's really a plus.
Regenerative agriculture,
I will say Regen
is about bringing back soil health as a key pillar of productivity.
In fact, it's all about bringing resilience, bringing robustness in supply chains.
Farmers are the ones making it happen. I'm Bastien Sachet, I'm the CEO for Earthworm Foundation.
My name is Anne-Sophie Leroy and I'm the global lead for Regenerative Agriculture at Earthworm Foundation,
which is an organization that works to regenerate soils and forests with and for people. When companies want to address their carbon footprint, when they want to address their climate impact, their biodiversity impact, want to make sure the farmers are doing well, they inevitably come to the point that the way the food is produced today has to evolve.
Changing a little bit the relationship between the suppliers and the company, having something that is more long-term.
It's about reconnecting actors that are far away from farms and soils to that reality.
Yeah, building a relationship, a bit different than what is currently done.
And making sure that these companies create the financial and technical conditions for farmers to take the risk, to change the practice they are sometimes locked into because they are the only way they can make profit or they are the only way they have learned to produce. And so our role is really to create the conditions that are favorable for a transition to happen.
The big thing in Regen Ag is how to go to scale. It's easy to take a group of pioneers or pioneering farmers and get into some project with them, but then the question is how do you take the bulk of the farmers and actually help them transitioning?
I'm very proud of the projects that we have built with cooperatives that allow for getting to scale.
And yeah, that's quite a big achievement. Measurement, support, incentivization, these are the three pillars when we work on Regen Ag. So what do they mean? Measurement is about first knowing what needs to be improved, what needs to be regenerated. Usually we measure soil health, we measure biodiversity, we measure the impact on climate. We also measure, it's a bit depending on the context, but there's a part that is about how autonomous is the farm with regards to external inputs. And we also make sure that the economics are going okay. So this is something also that we are measuring.
And I'm very proud of the teams that we've got working all along the supply chain.
In terms of support, the support goes to the farmer, but also to the farm advisors. Because at the end of the day, like technicians of the cooperatives, they are the ones who are in the field, who are constantly in relationship with the farmer. And so capacity also here needs to be built. So it takes the form of trainings, of coaching, of field tours, forming peer groups.
I'm proud of the fact these companies are ready to pay premiums to farmers and incentivize economically farmers during the transition.
Incentivization. So this is really a most needed piece because when the farmer gets into a transition towards Regen Ag, he takes a risk. So he needs to be de-risked economically so that it makes sense for him. Actually, he needs to have a business case out of Regen Ag. So the incentivization is all about this, how to make sure that the extra costs of the transition are being covered and how to make sure also that he's being rewarded for the progress and the performance.
Inevitably, without knowing it, the farmer is connected to 4 different companies, 4 different supply chains, maybe a cosmetics supply chain, maybe a cereal maker, maybe a beer company. If we bring those companies that are interested in change around the farmer rotation, somehow they start to collaborate, they start to work together. So one of the things that we do is to organize that collaboration around key suppliers, around farmers, around key landscapes. Regenerative agriculture for me is about working more with nature rather than working against it.
And then for the companies, it's basically to have a supply that is, if not guaranteed, but more robust facing shocks and crises.
It's a journey that goes, I would say almost infinitely, because working with nature and working in better synergy with nature today is underexplored and is something that we are just starting to harness more.